Right and start.
Hi, mums and dads, grannies and grandpas. We're about to enter Botswana.
And off they go.
Good evening, mums and dads. Today I will be starting off the Botswana trip report back with a game that we all played, Uno. Anybody know how to play Uno? Well, if you don't, you need to learn to, because every single day of that trip, we played Uno for at least an hour. I was very good at Uno, so was Beth, so was everybody else who played it. Mr. Donald was very okay-ish with Uno. I'm not sure if he ever won it.
One game.
Yeah, it was one game. I won lots more than one game. I got into the semi-finals. Yes.
When we arrived at Malema, we sat at the fire and got our bags ready. We were being assigned dorms. We were assigned to a 3-man dorm with me, Norbs, Tom, and Jordan. We kind of squeezed an extra in. And when we put our bags down and got settled down, we were attacked by wasps. So we locked Norbs in the bathroom for his own safety, got our slops off, got our tabard, and went commando. It was quite brutal, so we didn't want Norbs to see it at his young age.
And then we closed our windows, surrounded it, and sprayed it with tabard. We sprayed tabard in its eye until it stopped moving. It was okay, it was just sleeping, not dead. And then its friend and family got angry. So then we put Timmy the Wasp to sleep. We put Timmy the Wasp to sleep. And this was the first of many that we scraped under Jordan's bed, which was pretty much just pillows and wasps, mostly wasps.
Okay, thank you. Botswana was really fun.
Yeah.
Hear the drums echoing tonight, and she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. We're gonna take some time to do the things we never had.
After a lot of fun in Botswana, we drove to the Botswana border post, and got all our bags out of the big game vehicles and took them to the border, carried them the rest of the way to the border. We had to write our documents, and once we'd done all of that, we walked across a big bridge to Botswana while trying to smuggle sticks and stones back into South Africa.
And back to the sticks and stones thing, we made a few walking sticks and we collected some really cool stones and we tried to smuggle them, as well as my peanut butter, in case they would take them away from us. And apparently they didn't look very hard, and we eventually got to smuggle them out. And so we put them all on the bus, and yeah, we collected a whole bunch of stuff.
While we were in Botswana, we decided to make a little Botswana documentary. My part of the documentary was to be able to identify dung. And while we were filming my part of the documentary, I was doing the elephant dung, and a herd of elephants ran up the riverbed and started to blow at us. So we got in the game vehicle very quickly and started driving. And then while we were watching the elephants still, a baboon decided to run towards the tree, and it got sort of charged by the elephant. Thank you.
It was a cold afternoon when we got out of our game drive car, and as we walked into the mountains to look for the hyena, we came upon a den of hyenas. All we saw was one hyena looking at us. It was looking at us like we were food, and it was our target. I mean, we were its target. And slowly our guide took us closer and closer to the hyenas until he told us to sit down about 20 meters away from them, and it just kept looking at us. Then the babies came out, and they came closer and closer, and we were told not to scare the babies, otherwise the mom would come and attack us. And then Matt sneezed, and then we thought that the hyenas were gonna kill us, but they didn't. Yeah, so we were fine. Yeah. So we're here to tell the tale. Yeah, we lived. Pretty cool.
Hasilazi thina ilanga lethu lizofika nini, silindile ngenhliziyo yonke, kodwa senzeni na. Hasilazi thina ilanga lethu lizofika nini, silindile ngenhliziyo yonke, kodwa senzeni na. Hasilazi thina ilanga ilanga lethu lizofika nini silindile ngenhliziyo yonke kodwa senzeni na You know, this is hard for me, facing the judgment of history. I'm a small man, I never stood up against anything at all, always being just another brick in the wall. It's hard to know how to make a change. It's hard to give up what you got and walk away. So I gotta go now and face this day. Goodbye, my friend, goodbye. Hasilazi thina ilanga lethu lizofika nini silindile ngenhliziyo yonke kodwa senzeni na hasilazi thina ilanga lethu lizofika nini silindile ngenhliziyo yonke kodwa senzeni na You know, it's so hard to fight on your own against the fading of the light. From the school to the church, to the heart of the state, to the invisible power of the hidden hand of hate. Where was I when this all began? From the father to the son to the man. So I gotta go now and face this day. Goodbye, my friend, goodbye.
Okay, so us four girls were sitting around the fire. Then all of a sudden, out in the darkness, one of the solar lights started to move. And it came closer and emerged from the darkness, and it was a hyena. And then we ran to the little lounge area, and it came closer. And so
And
us
closer.
girls hid in the bathroom while Mr. D fetched torches. And we got really scared, so we called for him. But when he didn't answer,
So
and then we
then-
were all like, Travis! And then we were hiding in the bathroom, and it came closer.
And it started going up the stairs. And then
And
Sir
then Sir
came
came
back.
with the torches, and then we
then
got back to our tent, and then he had to walk back alone, and we thought he
And
was
then,
gonna get eaten.
Like in half an hour later when we were all in bed, I was still asleep. But Beth was like, guys,
Are you awake?
Because then she heard the hyena throwing around a bone or something. And then she's like, I think it's Mr. D! And it was so scary.
I thought he'd been eaten. I was so
And we were busy
scared.
thinking, what if we die? What will Mr. D have to tell our parents? Okay. And then on the way there and on the way back and all these drives we had, we're playing this game called Mini Cooper Books. So when you see a Mini Cooper, you say Mini Cooper Books in the color. Okay. So Murray was leading on like 22. And Sir was on like 17 or something. And Beth was
What?
on 12 or something.
Wasn't that much?
I had a good comeback.
Yeah, he did, he did. And then Bianca was on 12. And then I was on 6. I was the loser. Yeah. And then pulled into Hilton and said, okay, next Mini Cooper's worth 20 points. And everyone was staring out the windows, out in front of the car, the rotunda. And then all of a sudden, you see this Mini Cooper come out of one of the side roads. And then you hear Mia Scales go, Mini Cooper Books Blue. And then Mia Scales got 20 points. And everyone is screaming and shouting. And Mr. D almost had a heart attack.
I have
Because
never
Mia won.
screamed so loudly in my life.
I was so grumpy.
So I was so mad.
I was so
screaming.
proud.
I was screaming at you, Mia.
Victory. Goodbye.
No, stop, Mia.
She ran away in her sleep and dreamed of paradise, paradise. Every time she closed her eyes. When she was just a girl.
Okay, so the one night, all of us 9 oaks, we were sitting by the fire, talking nonsense and messing around as boys usually do. And so then we were listening to all the animal noises and trying to describe all of them.
And then Mr. Watson just told us to keep quiet. At first we heard a baboon. It was like really close.
Yeah.
And then he just laughed and we carried on talking for about like 5 minutes. And then he said, be quiet again. And then we just heard like a soaring noise. And earlier the day before, Stuart told us that a soaring noise is a leopard.
Most likely be a leopard.
Yeah, most likely be a leopard. And then
And it was very close. It was about less than 50 meters away. It was close. It was very, very close. It was very loud. And we were all scared. So we all jumped up. We just jumped up and we ran. So the nearest cabin, we just ran. And we were all sitting there. And we all just ran. And we went into the dorm. And everyone was just like, borrow blankets. And everyone just piled into the dorm. All 9 of us and Mr. Watson piled into one dorm.
a dorm that was meant to fit 4 people, but somehow we managed to fit 10.
Yeah.
So
And when sister woke up in the morning, she was very surprised to see us all in one cabin. Just standing there. So we were all just sitting there, and I was sleeping on the floor. So whenever people wanted to go to the bathroom, they would like get up because it was dark. No one could see anything. No one could find their lights, and everyone was just stepping on me. Everyone was stepping over everyone, and it was all a big nightmare. Yeah.
Take a look past our innocence. Take a step back to yesterday, when life would move slower, we would never grow up. All we knew that love was for when we're older. Anything could happen, secretly imagine. They could never tear us apart, too young to fall. This is our story that we can take back someday. Our lonely glory that we could get back, they say. This is our story that we can take back someday. Our hope is falling, that we can take back someday. Take a look past our innocence. Take a step back to yesterday, when life would move slower, we would never grow up. All we knew that love was for when we're older. Anything could happen, secretly imagine. They could never tear us apart, too young to fall. This is our story that we can take back someday. Our hope is falling, that we can take back someday. Someday, 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 we can take back someday.
You say in the beginning. Go, Michael. One afternoon we went on a game drive and then we came to this hill. We were very lucky to see the sunset on the river, Makati River. And then we drove back to camp and were told to pack very warm clothes. And we went on a night drive. We drove for a little while and we had seen a kill in a tree in Impala earlier. And then we went back that night and we saw a leopard running away in the distance with Mr. Watson shining his light on it. We then carried on driving, chasing it across a plain, and we came across 2 bat-eared fox.
After that, we drove for a couple more k's. We were told to turn our spotlights off. So we drove and we were all thinking something was going to happen. And then we came across these lights after quite a while. And our guides were saying there were poachers and stuff, so we had to turn all our lights off. But when we got there, we found there was actually an amazing bushlit dinner in the game reserve. We got there and we found amazing food. Mr. Watson was happy there were beers there. It was a very nice night for him.
And you drank a whole pack.
Yeah. And then we had amazing food and we were all really happy we got dessert. Thanks to Gabby.
I turn the music up, I got my records on. I shut the world outside until the lights come on. Maybe the streets are alive, maybe the trees are gone. I feel my heart start beating to my favorite song. And all the kids they dance, all the kids all night until Monday morning feels another life. I turn the music up, I'm on the other side. The heaven is inside. I turn the music up, I got my records on. From underneath the rug, we'll sing a rebel song. Don't wanna see another generation drop. I'd rather be a comma than a full stop. Maybe I'm in the black, maybe I'm on my knees, maybe I'm in the gap between the 2 trapezes. But my heart is beating and my pulse is starting. Cathedrals in my heart as we sing.
We'll be talking about the elephants charging us.
On the morning of the 7th day, we went on a morning drive. Suddenly,
We heard the trumpeting sounds of elephants, and us poor girls, we were all hoping to get charged by them just for the fun of it.
We'd been hoping for that to happen since the beginning of the trip.
As we said that, we were one came out from the side and it was standing right in front of us. Then it turned around and we started chasing it.
It was loads of fun.
We chased it for a few meters and then we thought it was all over, but then suddenly we heard more trumpeting sounds.
Suddenly, another elephant came crashing through the bush from the one side and started chasing us like mad.
It was really scary, but us 4 girls were nearly hysterical with laughter.
Once the elephant slowed down, us girls, when we finished laughing, little fits of laughter, we noticed that our stomachs were actually so sore from laughing. And then suddenly one came out from the side and almost crashed into the other vehicle. It was about 1 meter away.
It looked so scary.
It just veered from the side, and then suddenly they had to go going at top speed.
It was a very fun experience, but at the same time it was scary.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
I ain't too sure what I believe in, but I believe in what I see. And when I close my eyes, I see my whole life ahead of me. These are
At our last camp, we played a lot of river rugby to keep ourselves out of mischief. We played it down on the riverbed, the dry riverbed. We first made an outline and then we took all the skulls, bones and rocks out of our field and we started playing, but the rules were touch rugby, no forward passes,
We weren't allowed to run too far, and we weren't allowed sprinting.
Some other games we also played. We also played like a bowls where you have to try and hit a rock.
The balls were steel.
Yes.
The ball was steel.
And some people didn't have, so they would just use rocks that were similar sizes and similar shapes. And we also had a lot of fun with rugby. After we played rugby, we also played spider, which you basically stand in a circle and one person's on and they have to try and touch the person with the ball or get the ball. And you can kick it around or pass it to anyone in the circle. Bye, mums and dads.
Bye bye. Haven't missed you.